look at how to seafoam a Mazda Miata. You'll need two 16-ounce cans of Seafoam motor treatment. They cost about $10 on average. You'll also need one spray can of Seafoam Deep Creep, which runs about $10 also. You'll spray it directly into your throttle body. First thing you need to do is warm your Miata up to operating temperature, which I've already done in this step. Once you've got your Miata warmed up, go to the gas station and dump one entire 16-ounce can of Seafoam directly into your gas tank. Then follow that up by topping off your gas tank. This will give the Seafoam and the fresh gas an opportunity to mix entirely. You'll need to know which intake on the motor to use in order to get the Seafoam into the intake, and I'm going to point that area out to you right now. It is this one right here. This is the one that is specifically mentioned in the technical service bulletin. It's this one right there. That's the one. Up while you're feeding the Seafoam in. If you're doing a one-person job like I am, just take and put a handle on the gas pedal, like I've done, and push it forward with the seat. Anything that'll keep the pedal abreast. And you want to keep your revs maybe around 2,000, 2250, something nice and safe. So what I've done is I've split that Seafoam up about 50-50. This is a 16.9-ounce bottle of was Diet Coke. Seafoam is 16 ounces, so this is about 1/2 of that Seafoam. So I put about half of it here, and the other half is going to go in the crankcase. You want to control the flow of Seafoam into the motor, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand pinch off that hose I attached to the intake port so I can control the flow of Seafoam. Now we'll start to slow the motor revs down, so the trick is if you feel like it's going to stall the motor, let it back off. You're going to pinch the hose, insert into the bottle. You're going to gently let up. Rev up good and high. Now we're just about that last little bit. Slowly drink it down until it stalls it out. That's perfect. Perfect job. Because it's going to sit on those piston heads and continue to burn carbon. Okay, the next step is you want to pour the remaining 8 ounces of your Seafoam into your engine crankcase before you start it back up. The remaining 8 ounces go directly into the crankcase. Now, one step that a lot of seafoamers overlook is spraying some of the Seafoam Deep Creep directly into the throttle body. What that'll do is it'll clean all that carbon that is built up in that area also out. So all you have to do to remove the access to the throttle body, intake to the throttle body, unscrew this clamp right here and just pull this out. Okay. Take your Deep Creep, spray it all up in there. And of course, make sure you try to angle a little bit of it upward also if you can, so that you can spray the entire throttle body area. And we'll allow that to dry, and we'll just reattach the air intake to the throttle body. Okay, so I've let it sit for about an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm going to start it up and we'll be ready for the smoke show. For a little bit because you've sat this Seafoam on it and it's blowing out the carbon that's, in this case, is 16 years old. So we're going to go take it for that spirited drive, and by the time we get back we'll see that that carbon is all gone and the car's no longer smoking and it's running smoothly. So as you can see, the smoke is gone, the carbon's burned off, and the seafoaming process is now complete. Back from my spirited drive, and now I'm off to go get the oil change. Don't want to drive more than about 5 to 10 miles with the Seafoam in the crankcase. Thanks so much for watching the video, and happy seafoaming for your Miata. Okay, so we're going to pinch on this, and we really want to control the flow of the Seafoam going in. Don't want the motor to hydrolock. So you can pinch it over a little bit. See, that's exactly what I'm demonstrating here, is that you can hydrolock and stall the motor. We don't want to do that. We want to let it drink it in nice and slow.